Okay, so I'm doing a little bit of preliminary looking around here. Turns out these are lights. They face up. There's just one bulb in there. There's also some sconces here I didn't notice before. So then here we got all of the sconces that have intact sockets are working, but the ones that are, there's a few that have like broken or missing sockets. Obviously, I don't know if those work. The left exit sign does not seem to have power. The right one does. These two are not working at the moment. I'm not probably disconnected. And hopefully the tiles I got from a different building will fit these. It looks like they're the same style, which is good. But yeah, keep watching for more updates. There's what one of those looks like, illuminated. Okay, so another interesting thing I noticed, this is the one at the very back where you enter. This one, it looks like there's no switch cap, and I'm assuming that probably the original, like, you know, probably had 3 lights like the rest of them do, and then they put this on, but that somehow didn't align with the switch cap, so they must have just taken it off, because you can see there's no switch cap on there. Okay, so here's the lights everybody's been interested in. So this is the switch, because this is in the backstage area. These track lights and that fan are on that switch right there. And then this switch, I mean, as you can see, doesn't do anything in here. I think it looks to be upside down. Like that's off, that's on. And clearly it's been here a while. My hunch is that it powers those. It's very hard to see because it's dark in here, but those are in fact lights. Kind of looks like an HVAC vent at first glance. Let me see if I can get a better picture of the other one. That one does not have bulbs in it. Well, the good news is I can probably get a ladder right here. Get to that eventually. And then there is another one right there. That one looks like 1 bulb in it. And yeah, I mean, from what I can tell, nothing comes on when I change that, even turning it back to off. Nothing's happening, but I'm betting that's what that controls. Okay, so for the first time in probably several decades, we have a almost fully illuminated front entryway to the former theater, now a church. As you can see, we've got a lot of different sconces here. This one needed a bulb, and I found this kind of cool acorn-shaped globe in the back, way backstage, just laying around, so I put it on here, figured out would make it look a little better. For now, we may end up replacing it, but for now it works. That one was the one I showed, in the previous video, working, and that one is still working good. This one clearly has power, but it does flicker occasionally. I don't know if the camera's really picking it up. It's pretty obvious there's like probably a bad wiring connection, or maybe the socket's on its way out, but it has power, so that's good. I'd have to look into that, but at least it works. This one is the only one that it does not seem to have power, and interestingly, you can see there's a cord going to it, so clearly they had tapped into it for something else, and I'm wondering if that may be disconnected upstairs, so we'll have to come back to that. But I did put a bulb in it. There's a brand new, good LED bulb in there. This one had power, but there was a broken bulb in here, so I got the remnants of that out and new LED, and it's working good. And then this one was working, just needed a bulb. Obviously, it would have had some kind of shade on here originally. That is MIA. And then this, I was told by another collector, is actually some kind of like bell mechanism that may have been part of the theater. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd show that real quick. Obviously, I still gotta get those front 2 squared away, but still, this is quite an improvement from none working at all. So. All right, just figured I'd document this real quick. This one really didn't need a whole lot of TLC, but I did add the correct mushroom globe port. It's got an LED in it, and I cleaned up all the blades because they were very dusty. And I tightened up all the screws that I could find. It seems to be running a bit quieter, so, I mean, it's got that inevitable 60 cycle hum that goes with these cheap motors, but At least I got rid of the buzz. And yeah, it's running really nice. Okay, so after thinking through some things for quite a while now, I actually made a bit of a discovery here. This is on the inside. As you can see, this blue overhang. Here's Backstage. The side room goes all the way up, and then clearly it's walled off right there. And I don't know the, you know, here's the Backstage room. There's nothing obvious. Let's see. So on this side, it's just a corner there. Let's see if you can see anything up here. No. So I guess one thing that might answer your question though is there's this like drum practice room or whatever. The ceiling's all busted out there, and it just looks like nothing. I think it's just not used. I mean, I don't see any way to get up there. There's also this like storage area. It's kind of like, you know, the drum room's here, and then there's this, which I have not really looked very closely in here yet. I think it's just storage. Yeah, and then again, there's another access point for the, it's just, I don't see anything up there at all. It looks like it's just utility stuff. So. Okay, so I figured I'd kind of do a recap of everything I've done on the main part of the sanctuary in this video. So these were all working before, nothing really new there. As I had showed in a previous video, most of the sconces are working. That one and that one are having problems, but I do have an idea on what it is that I need to do to get those working. Those two are working there. We got the pineapple globe installed on that one. Let's see, so in here, got a handful of things done. So, first thing you'll probably notice is that some of the sconces are working. There's 3 that work as is with no TLC or adjustments whatsoever. They all just work. That one right there has a bad socket. That one's missing, and that one up there has no socket. So those will have to be taken down and fixed up, but no big deal. These 2 exit signs are not working, but again, I have an idea on what I need to do to get those fixed. This fan, I haven't done like a lot of work on it per se, but I did manage to change the bulbs. So we've got 4 100 watt LEDs, soft white, and then same in this SMC. Again, I probably need to go up there and check all the screws and everything, but for now they're working. These fans I haven't done anything with yet. Again, I can't get to them without using the giant ladder. I was actually able to get to these with my little ladder and using some chairs as a, don't do that. And then the front, so luckily the stage, my regular ladder is plenty tall enough to get to it. Those I haven't done yet. So all of these have daylight LEDs, 100 watts each, I believe. There is 1 bad socket in that fan, it just doesn't work, probably bad contacts or snapped wire. Otherwise, all of them have fresh bulbs. I mean, I know probably the video doesn't really show it, but it definitely highlights the stage having all daylights up here. So that looks really good, I think. Exit signs are both, these 2 exit signs are both working. That one has a 25 watt LED. Same in this one. Unfortunately, this one was really, the glass was really discolored, and when I tried to wash it, most of the paint came off. So you can see the red kind of just went everywhere. So this is my very temporary way of at least making it look okay. I'm gonna get some new old stock glass covers for these eventually. So, but I mean, so these will look a lot better once they have new covers, but they're both working. And let's see what else. So back here in this baptismal pool, there are 2 shop lights. This one I believe was fully working already. This one was not working, both new bulbs, and it's good to go. So this is a lot brighter back here, and we will get to those eventually. But yeah, I mean, so this is kind of a general look. I think it's a lot better. So, all right, so there's end of day one in the main sanctuary. Well, it looks like we found another remnant of the theater era. So this is on the right side, in like backstage. And I was looking for, I thought it was strange there's no light in here. Well, there's it looks like kind of a long incandescent strip light. And I thought it was a fluorescent chopper at first, but no, it's incandescent. I don't know if it's powered. I'm gonna throw a bulb in there and see what happens. Okay, so I did go ahead and put a couple bulbs in there. It's not working. It's quite a big thing. It almost reminds me of like a utilitarian version of those like bathroom fixtures, but I mean clearly this is really old. Sure, it dates back to a theater. And it looks like they tapped into it for something at one time, and then the power for this fixture goes into the wall. And I'm betting that's probably tied to the fuse box downstairs. Because I mean, the whole place has got power. Either that or it's disconnected, but again, if it's going right into a box like that, I'm betting it's probably so we'll look back. I'll look into this again more later. Okay, so here we are on the other side, and I'm just noticing now that there's a remnant of the other incandescent like strip light thing on this side as well, but clearly they took all the wiring out at one time. It's just the shell of it, but kind of cool that it's still there. I'd assume they probably decommissioned that when they put up this, but I gotta fix that yet too. I also thought you guys might find this is kind of cool. So I just changed the bulb in this. Well, it used to be an exit sign, but now it's kind of, there's no cover, so it actually just serves as a good illumination light back here. But up there is the original return for the giant HVAC system. It looks like they put like trash bags over these vents, and I think the way it worked was you would get, you know, cold air or I guess heat in the wintertime blowing out the round vents, and then the return was through these, which I'm guessing they bagged off just so, you know, maybe to keep the AC in this room or something. But when it was running, it would have sucked in through there and gone into that. And as you can see, a little bit of light leaking out from the backstage area. You could actually see the ductwork that was attached to that giant centrifugal, probably saying that wrong, blower. The massive squirrel cage downstairs would blow up there and then into the round vents out there. All right, so this is the last project that I was working on for the first day at the church, working on stuff. This has been a very big pain, but after a couple hours, we have all of the fans working in here. So this one was not working at all, and I traced this one to being there was a wire above. Right by where that light is wired, there was a wire popped out, so this one didn't work at all. My first check on it was the wattage limiter, because I wondered if that was bad, so I took that out. Didn't fix anything, found the bad wire, or, you know, bad connection, and now this one works really well. LEDs in it. The middle one was already working. It just needed a cleaning, and I flipped the blades over to the walnut, or they were showing the walnut side. I flipped them over to the oak side because the other two are both showing the oak side, so they just mixed it up when they put it up originally, but so that one didn't need much. And then this one, the fan was working, the lights were not. This one, it was in fact the wattage limiter had failed and made the lights not work, so took that out. We got 4 working LEDs in there. Fan's a tad bit wobbly because one of the blades is out of clock, but this is the best I could get it without, like, you know, risking breaking them. But yeah, so we got all 3 fans working, so I think that's the first time anybody's seen that in a while. The fluorescents I'm still working on. There's some that have power, some that don't, but we will revisit that. All right, so this is all 3 fans on high. And I mean, they're not the most powerful thing in the world, but they do move a non-zero amount of air. All right, I will set them all to medium. This is probably the setting I'm gonna leave them on, just because they all, you know, this one doesn't wobble on medium, and then the other two are a lot quieter on medium, so. But they're all running pretty smoothly. All right, let's go to low. And yeah, they're almost silent on low. So yeah, so not too bad for, yeah, these are all the Menards house brand, which I believe is turn of the century, and these are the Minerva model, and all three of them are from the year 2009. Okay, so this will be a spin down video for all three of the turn of the century Minervas. Looks like this one's probably going to be first. Okay, so the right side one stopped first. That one's still going. And it looks like this one's probably going to be second. Okay, and then center one's still going. Makes sense. This one was this one I was in use even before I fixed anything, so that kind of makes sense that it's last to finish, because the bearings are probably pretty broken in on this one. The other two don't. That one I don't think was used much. This one was used a lot, and that one I don't think has worked in a while, so. Okay, so here is interesting find number 3. This is in the kitchen, and this is the stairwell to go down to this part of the basement. Well, I was looking up here, and you can actually still see some of the original ceiling material up there. I'd assume it's probably tin. It's not in the best of shape, but it's pretty cool that it's even there. It's got like a very fancy kind of Art Deco look to it. I assume this was, this must have been an exposed wall at one time, because it's got this kind of like blue wallpaper kind of stuff on it. It almost looks like there's a room there. Okay, so there's definitely more to the second basement than I had originally thought. This is the part that I had looked at. I mean, I know this isn't really showing, but there's the kitchen right up there. So you come down here, we definitely looked in this. It's kind of a dark room, but this was the room we had looked in. Well, there's more to it. Looks like, I think this might be their current water heater, like the one they're actually using. But there's a lot more to this basement than I originally thought. You can see there's a whole lighting circuit up here, some of which have bulbs, some of which do not. This is the one working light as of now. And I think it's actually just a clamp light that's hardwired into something. But I had a couple interesting finds over here. So we've got some really old looking fluorescent bulbs buried over here. No idea if they're any good. There also looks to be some kind of shade to something there. I'll pull that out after I'm done filming, but there's some neat stuff buried over here. A couple, this clearly was underwater at one time. Here's what's left of the, let's see. Oh, this was a furnace at one time. I'm trying to see if there's a year on it. Yeah, nothing obvious, but probably an older model, I'd say. There's a bug light right there, or a couple more bulbs, some broken. Okay, so this is the last video was over there by that old furnace. Well, what I'm finding over here, I think this is the grates that they would, I mean, this is obviously a remnant of it, but I think this is the grates for those drop-in fluorescents in the lobby. There's some more pieces of them there, and there's also a ton more bulbs back there and more covers. So I may be able to salvage a couple of these at least. Maybe we can get some grates onto those ones in the lobby. Well, holy cow, guys! I think I just found. I think this is a piece to those original ceiling lights. There's sockets right here. Looks like those could have gone in there. I'm betting the sockets are supposed to sit in there. This is, no, it is metal. It says Halo brand from Chicago, Illinois. There's a couple of them here. This one's a little more banged up, but the same idea. This definitely looks like the shape of those like blank spots in the ceiling where they pulled them. And I'm pretty sure that looks like the wiring for them. It's cloth and a really ancient socket, and heck, I mean, that could have been the light bulb they were using. So they might have just been, like these. Wow, okay. The other thing I'm figuring out is that I believe these bulbs and these covers are probably all the ones they pulled out of the sanctuary when they put the fans up. That would make a lot of sense because there's a ton of them back there the more I look. Those are probably from the, yeah, those are, I'm going to bet you that's where the SMCs are now. Those were the fluorescents that were up there. All right, so we're still in the second part of the basement. I think this might be an old door from somewhere in the building. There's also a ton of other doors here. Yeah, that's actual glass. Yeah, so it looks like they really didn't get rid of anything. I think just about everything they pulled out is down here somewhere. Here's a bakelite socket. It's like dark brown, no bulb in it. Another interesting thing, so this right here, I feel some like negative airflow here. Like it seems to be a return of some sort, which is interesting because this is clearly part of the original HVAC system. So I don't know if that vents outside or what, but crazy. Okay, so I figured out what these are. So it is in fact the light fixture. This is the big globe that I pulled out. And I think what this is see how it's flat on the sides there? That fits right in there. And then it's like a hanging pendant, I believe. Definitely you could restore this. I mean, all it needs is a socket, clean it up, and you could definitely hang this somewhere. Pretty cool. I'll see if, because there's at least one other, because I saw this one. I have not seen another shade, but it doesn't mean it's not here. I'll have to dig through this a little bit more. Okay, so I think I found the canopy for it. Definitely looks like it would be. Fortunately, the sticker's long gone. But it looks like the right kind of, same kind of metal as this. Also, I found couple other interesting things. I would assume Jonas probably knows what these are. They look like, I would assume, doorbell transformers or some kind of buzzer thing. No apparent marking on it other than that. And then there's also this. I don't know. Definitely looks old. There's this bucket right here is where I was pulling a lot of that out of the. Oh, and unfortunately I did put bulbs in these upper sockets and none of them are working, so I think they're disconnected. And I was not able to find. Oh wait, never mind. I think I just saw it. Aha! There's another shade right here. And I don't think it's broken. Yeah, so this one we could restore the other one too if I could find the canopy for it. There's that. Got that. And that might be it. Yep. How about that? Yeah, I think we've got 2 complete fixtures. Kind of. I mean, we'd always have to put new sockets and stuff on them, but this definitely could be done. It's really not that complicated. Okay, so here's another little interesting thing that I meant to film. So this is in the front office. Like, falling SMC, although it's not really falling anymore, is right here. And then this is the next room. Clearly they just tacked this wall up. If you look up here, there's this random little cubby hole thing, which shows a bit of more of the old tiling, which is kind of cool. Looks like it's wood with tin covering, from what I can tell. And this whole, I'm betting this whole like side of the building was that stuff originally. Probably like from there to, you know, all the way to the other end. Okay, so a little bit of a fan update here. So this is the SMC DC52 that was in the kitchen. This is the one that was falling down. I took it down, went through everything, got all the balloon remnants out of it, and cleaned it up, and it is shining real nice. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a heck of a lot better than it was. So the motor's all good to go, like it's tightened up, and I know it goes against collector preference, but I actually flipped the blades over to the plain side. As you can see, some of the cane inserts were about to fall out or are missing. So, you know, I think on this one particular fan, we're just going to use the plain side. And it honestly is in pretty good shape other than a couple minor paint splatters, but I mean, it's really pretty nice. So, and you might notice that a couple of the cane inserts were already falling out, so I just pulled them out, and I'm going to use those to fill in some of the sanctuary ones that are missing. So